On November 19th, 1863, Lincoln identified the birth of our nation as conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Calling upon us, for whom the warriors at Gettysburg had preserved our form of government, to take up the task to make the ideal real, they so nobly advanced. 64 years ago, 332 American women took the same oath as their brothers to express the same ideal dedication for all humanity, to save the world for democracy. These women, nonetheless, had to fight 60 years, the longest battle of that war, because Army regulations had stated males are sworn into the US Army. When they were sworn in to respond to an emergency appeal by the commander of our combat forces, one was my mother. Understand how the betrayal of a promise to stop social injustice when our country asks the last full measure of devotion affects our individual lives and those of our children. In 1976, as an assistant professor of Western civilization at California State University, Sonoma, I tried unsuccessfully to publish the history of their work connecting by voice the front lines with the high command for the first time in the history of warfare. The result had been to break the stalemate of trench warfare expected to last another decade. All other forms of government have an ideology as their foundation, a ready-made belief system. That is, we're told what to think, not taught how to think. Liberty is our relationship to a set of laws that affords equal justice to all, regardless of our private differences. They work both ways when we tell our stories, if they are observed and mediated by the truth of a selfless conscience and awakened sense of justice. Lincoln identified our sacred obligation to those we honor, to dedicate our lives to what it means to live in a nation conceived in liberty. That is, we labor under neither misconception nor deception, but toward truth, free of advertising propaganda. A free media has the reciprocal obligation to provide free and equivalent time and space to all registered candidates before the elections. Liberty and money to elect is where the rubber hits the road in an economic system where private ownership and investment in technology is the privilege we accord to power, but they are not above the law of their reciprocal obligation to tell the truth by our technological human inheritance we call civilization. We are still engaged in a great civil war, testing whether our planet or any democratic republic so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We meet on a great battlefield in cyberspace over hearts and minds where we must dedicate our souls to the truth for all our future.